Good morning and welcome to a day in my life.
So the first thing I'll do is go into my Hatch app and turn off the alarm and then turn the sleep sound machine back on since Sam is still asleep. Next up, making sure the kitty has food. And then it is time to open up my Routinery app and get my morning routine started. After I give myself a few minutes to check my phone, I need that in the morning. I need to just check my phone. I do a little bit of skincare, nothing full blown. I don't like washing my face first thing in the morning. I washed it last night. Why do I need to wash it first thing? But what I do is use this micellar water. This is just Garnier from the drugstore, and I use this to just get any of the residue off my face and kind of just help wake me up a little bit, just get my skin going. So I will just take that all over my skin, and then I will spray. I've been using this Mario, I don't know how to say the name, rose spray, although it's almost gone. I had a different one before this, and I have one waiting that's also a rose spray that I got from probably a FabFitFun, but I just spray this after that. So next up is all of the kitchen stuff. So first up, coffee. I use an instant coffee from Four Sigmatic. I've talked about it before. So I fill up my kettle to make the water for the instant coffee. It is just so much nicer to only have to have my kettle on my counter as opposed to like a whole coffee maker. We live in New York City. Our apartment is very small. It's just easier. I don't always fill it all the way up because it just heats up faster and I don't need that much water. So get that going. Then it's time to fill up my water cup. So I have a very weird water system, but it works for me. I'm working on getting 75 ounces of water in every day. So I have this water jug that I put in the fridge the night before so that it is nice and cold. But during the day, I need it to stay extra cold and I need a straw. So I will put some ice cubes. Let's see if the big ones are done. I also hate not having an ice machine. That's one of the things I don't love about New York. So I will put usually 2 of these big ice cubes in my cup, and then I will fill it to the top with water, and throughout the day I will come in here and fill it to the top with water from this jug until I finish drinking all of my water. Alright, next up, vitamins. I take a few vitamins in the morning. Nothing like, not any prescribed medication. I take a multivitamin, a vitamin D, fish oil supplement, which actually I read recently in a book might not actually be a good idea. So when I run out of the one that I have, I'm gonna look into that a little bit more. And then a vitamin B supplement. So this is the coffee that I use. Again, instant coffee. It just makes my life so easy, much easier, and I like the way that it tastes. So put that in my cup, and then I'll put the water. I just eyeball it at this point. I know kind of how much water and what the coffee should look like. And then I just use half and half. Also, I don't measure it, eyeball it. And coffee is done. So now I will relocate into the living room. I will turn on one lamp and I will grab my morning routine basket and sit myself on the couch. I need to go back and grab all my other stuff. Normally I can take it all in one trip, but the camera takes up one of my hands. So let's grab coffee. Those are our workout clothes that we laid out the night before, ready to go. So this is my morning routine basket. I talked about this in another video, and then on Instagram, I talked about all the steps that I take as part of my morning routine. I am not going to share that as part of this video because this video is already probably going to be incredibly long. If you want to see a separate video where I only talk about my morning routine, let me know down in the comments, and that is something that I can work on. But right now, I'm going to sit down with my Routinery app and my morning routine basket and do all the other steps of my morning routine. It's a lot of reading and journaling and thinking and some writing and just all kinds of things that really help my mindset in the morning, and then make sure that I am getting in some reading before I actually start my day. All right, the last habit that is part of my morning routine is reading, and I have it set for a 20-minute timer, but I also want to be done with my morning routine by 6:30. So I just know that I get to read until 6:30. So today it's only going to be 14 minutes, not 20 minutes, but that's okay. Any reading is better than no reading.
All right, I read a little bit past 6:30 because I wanted to finish a chapter and then I wanted to get my Goodreads account updated and current. Now I'm gonna go change to my workout clothes that I laid out the night before, and I'm gonna go make sure Sam's awake to see if he wants to join me for this workout. I mentioned this in a weekly vlog that I typically do a weekly vlog where I will vlog a little bit every day and combine it for a whole week. And I mentioned recently that I'm doing a new workout program that was created by a woman that I used to take in-person classes with here in New York City. And her name is Justina, and she really focuses on short, but yet still impactful. You're not gonna like burn the most calories or come out super sweaty, but I always feel like I got a good workout at the end, and they're usually 30 minutes. And she also focuses a lot on playlists. So she comes from the Broadway world and she loves musical theater and Broadway, and she's also around the same age as I am, so she loves like Disney and like all the 90s stuff, boy bands, Britney, all those things. So today's workout is dance cardio. Basically what happens is you get access to all of her workouts that she has uploaded to her website, and then you get a schedule that you should follow Monday through Friday. It's just 5 days a week. I say just, it's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And then there's also live classes that you can sign up for. And so what I do at the beginning of each week is I sit down and look at what are the playlists or like the themes for the classes that are live versus the ones that are on demand. I prefer on demand most days because I like getting it done in the morning. I have more energy. I just like working out in the morning. But sometimes if the playlist or the theme is really great for the live class and I can make the live class work in my schedule, I will do the live class. But today the on-demand theme is Rent, and I love Rent, so that is what I'm going to be doing this morning. All right, so because I'm working from home full time, I'm wearing comfy clothes. I do try to put on something a little bit, nicer is not the right word. I got a bunch of these like soft long sleeve shirts from TJ Maxx or Marshall somewhere when I was in Chicago with my mom. And it's just like, it's like a comfy shirt, but it still makes me feel like I am somewhat more put together because I'm not wearing like a t-shirt or something I would wear as pajamas. And then same thing, I try to wear like sweatpants, but not like the loungiest sweatpants I own, if that makes sense. All right, next up is making the bed. While Sam is in the shower, he takes really long showers. And making the bed is something that I've always done because my parents enforced it, making the bed. But to be honest, I love making my bed every day. It makes our apartment feel nicer and neater, especially since I'm working in the bedroom. Having the bed made is almost essential, but it's also just that first thing that you do in the morning, even if it's not first thing, clearly it wasn't the first thing that I did, but it's still something that I do every morning, and it makes me feel incredibly accomplished at the very beginning of my day. Also, while I make my bed, I almost always listen to the Daily Stoic podcast. So in addition to reading the book every day, I also really love to listen to his podcast that he releases daily. And so it's usually only 2 or 3 minutes, and it's perfect length while I'm making the bed. All right, you saw me turn that lamp on. This is the time where I try to make sure all the lights are on to make us like just not feel quite as gloomy in here. We have one awful window in our apartment, so the natural lighting is terrible, so I just go around and make sure all the lamps, all the lights are on in our apartment. All right, now it's time for breakfast. I also filled up my second glass of water. I can't even close it because I put one too many ice cubes in it. But the thing that we always try to do for breakfast on Mondays is avocado toast. I have talked about this before, but one thing that we started doing that I absolutely love is doing our favorite breakfast on Monday mornings. I mean, Mondays are already like not usually the most exciting day of the week. I love the fresh start, but it's also like it's time to get back to work and back to real life. Not that the weekend's not real life, but you know what I mean. You can probably relate. So we have made it so that we always have our favorite breakfast on Monday mornings, that we can enjoy something special and have something exciting to look forward to on Mondays. So I'm gonna get started on that. Normally we tag team avocado toast, and Sam does the avocado and I do the eggs and the toast, but if you can hear, he is still in the shower, so I'm gonna do all of it today. I've been asked before about the avocado toast recipe. It is very simple. We literally mash up 1 avocado and then toast 2 pieces of bread, and then we scramble 3 eggs. I know that feels random, but for us it's like 1.5 eggs is the perfect amount on each of our piece of toast, and then we layer the toast with the avocado and the scrambled eggs, and then we top it off with the everything but the bagel seasoning, and it's perfect and delicious. So next up is getting ready for the day. When everything first shut down and I first started working from home for the first time ever in my life, I mean, I'd worked from home like some random days before, but never consistently on a regular basis, and never in a million years did I dream that we would be at almost 11 months of working from home. It was like March 6th or whatever that Friday was my last day at the office last year. So we are at almost 11 full months of working from home, which is crazy. And one thing that I've learned is I am so much more productive if I actually get ready. And this is recent, honestly. I for the longest time was like, no, it doesn't make sense for you to do a full face of makeup or do your hair. It's a waste of product, it's a waste of time. And so I wasn't doing it. But the truth is, where's my brush? And maybe that was true for like the first couple of weeks. And when I thought it was only gonna be a couple of weeks or a month, most that we were working from home. Now that it's a regular thing, I need to get ready. It's not a waste of time because I have established a routine that only takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to do my hair and makeup. I mean, I'm not doing a full face of makeup and I'm not doing like a whole perfect head of hair. I run my curling iron through a couple of spots in my hair just to smooth it out and like have the ends be a little bit curled, and that's it. And then I put on just some basic makeup. And again, it's really more about feeling better. Even on days that I don't have any Zoom meetings or any, like nobody else is gonna see me but me and Sam, it still makes me feel better. So that is what I've been doing recently, and I do think it's been making a difference in my mood and in my productivity. I am not gonna share all the details of this routine with you in this video because I just shared it about a month ago during Vlogmas. I did a quick get ready with me where I showed the products and the steps that I do when I do this quick get ready makeup and hair routine. So I will link that video down below if you want to watch it and see all of the products that I use. I'm using all the same products. That's the other thing I realized. I thought it was a waste of product, but these products are gonna go bad anyway. It's already been a year, and some of these products I've had open for a very long time because I'm not going anywhere. It's not like I'm also then doing my makeup in the evenings and on the weekends because I'm not going anywhere then either. So the products are gonna go bad and it makes me happier. Also, this is when I will listen to, or at least start listening to, whatever podcast I listen to that was uploaded that day. So I have a number of podcasts on my subscription feed, and a lot of them seem to like Tuesday, so sometimes I have to carry them over, but there's usually at least one new episode of something every day of the week. And so Mondays are The Lazy Genius. All right, so it's about 8:30 and now I'm sitting down at my desk to actually start my day. I have found that I like having this extra buffer time. I used to not leave this buffer time, and I would get up with the exact amount of time to do my morning routine, work out, shower, eat breakfast, get ready, and then it was time to start my 9 to 5 job. Something always happens. Something always comes up. Sometimes nothing comes up, like today, and I'm sitting down at 8:30, and now I have 30 minutes to either do something else off of my to-do list, get a jump start on my 9 to 5 emails. What I like about Mondays actually though is I need to set up my work planner. Normally I will try to set up my work planner the night before, but Friday to Monday it hardly ever happens. So a couple things though before we get to that. First things first, I'm gonna actually light a candle. So one of the things I've been trying to do this month is always have a candle lit. I've been loving this Daydream one from Bath & Body Works. First off, it's beautiful and it smells amazing. I've also been loving, it messes up as I'm about to brag on it, this lighter that I got from Amazon. It's a, you charge it with like a mini USB, and then I don't know how it works, but it's awesome. I love this. All right, then I'm gonna check some things off in my planner. So I did my morning routine, my workout, and I got ready. My workout was one of my top 3. So I can get that all checked off. And then the other thing I want to make sure I get done this morning before I start my 9 to 5 is sending my photos in to Walgreens. So if you've been watching my videos, my weekly vlogs, I have been using my MakseLife vertical planner as a memory keeper. It's so far one of my favorite things of the new year. And part of that is getting photos printed from the drugstore. I could use one of those little mini printers at home, but I found that the quality of those photos is not great and the paper is expensive. So I would much rather get them printed at the drugstore and use adhesive roller on the back to get them down into my planner than to use one of those mini printers. So throughout the week, what I do is I will, each morning, as part of my morning routine, I go through the photos from the day before. I delete things that need to be deleted. I put things in folders that need to go in folders on my phone, like books or gift ideas. And then I favorite any that I might want to print for my memory keeping. So the first thing I have to do is go through all of my favorites and decide if it is something that I want to get printed. And if it is, then I turn it into a square, and I sometimes will brighten it up depending on where the photo was taken or what the photo is of. Then once I've decided all the photos that I'm gonna get printed, then I put them into a collage. I used to use the app called PicStitch, but Taylor from Tattoo Teacher Plans told me about PicFrame, and she has found that that one just works better. It does have the logo in the bottom right corner, so I'm just very thoughtful about what picture I put there, that I'm okay with cutting off part of the picture to cut the logo off. The other thing that I learned from her is that you have to add a white border to the entire thing, not necessarily in between the photos, because that will make the photos smaller, but then a white border around the whole thing, because Walgreens sometimes doesn't always print it perfectly. And then if they, you know, print it off slightly, it doesn't cut off the photos. I was struggling with that, and I asked her for a tip, and that was her tip. So she has a lot of great memory keeping videos on her channel, both like a Q&A, what she does for memory keeping, and then actual memory keeping plan with me. So if you are interested in more of that kind of memory keeping style actual plan with me videos, I would recommend go watching her videos. So that is actually what I'm gonna do first. Okay, photos are submitted, so now I'm gonna move on to my work planner. I am using the Amplify planner right now, and I'm using my favorite pen, which is the Papermate Flare. So the section that says daily habits, really all I put here is to get through my emails in the morning. Actually, this flare feels like it's kind of falling apart here. Let me grab a different one. Good thing I have plenty of Papermate flares laying around. So email AM and email PM, those are really the only two work habits. Couple tasks that are jumping out of my head. The other tasks I will add once I get into my email and go through my to-do list. And I always send myself an email at the end of each week with things I know I need to work on first thing the prior week. So I will get that figured out when I get into my email. So the next thing that I'll do is put down any meetings. This is so much easier now that we're back on East Coast time. When we were living in Central but working in East Coast, it was so difficult to know what was going on. I know it's only 1 hour, but whether I put my planner in Central Time or Eastern Time, and you know, then my phone and my personal computer were in Central, but my work computer stayed in Eastern, it was just so many things. So I will mark off the meetings I have just so that I can see everything that I've got going on. I totally just misspelled that because I'm talking and writing at the same time, but it's fine. Really, like, obviously I can see the meetings in my Outlook calendar. The purpose of this is to see like how much empty space, how much white space really there is, so that I don't put a bunch of priorities that I won't have time to get done. It has been a really long time since I've vlogged outside. It is lunchtime, and I have 3 things that I'm trying to do during lunch today. Especially working from home, it makes being productive during lunch so much easier. So one of them is obviously to eat lunch, but I pushed that one back because I'm planning to have a smoothie for lunch, and Sam was on a call when I left, and he works in the living room, and we have a very small apartment, so if I started the blender during lunch, that would disrupt his call. So I will wait until he is done with that call. He got on the call at 11:30, I'm pretty sure. So he should be done between 12:30 and 1, and I should be able to squeeze in lunch before I have to get back to work. But the other 2 things that I am going to do during lunch, one of them is go run an errand. That's where I'm headed right now. I'm headed to the drugstore to pick up the photos that I sent earlier, and then we need like 1 or 2 other household items. And then the other thing that I will do and show you when we get back is go through my admin routine. So it's just a couple things that I need to do pretty regularly for Plan with Laken, update some Patreon stuff, check my emails, budgeting. I can't think of what else is on the list right now. That's why I have it set up in my Routinery app. So when we get back to the apartment, I will do that routine. Also, it feels really good to be out and about right now. There are days, like yesterday, where I don't leave the apartment because we're not going anywhere. And so if we don't need anything, like there's no reason to leave, and because it's cold, I'm not as excited to just like go out and go for walks. But I know that it's good. I know that it's good for my mental health. I know that it's good to help me get my steps in. I'm thinking about setting a February goal to actually work on my steps. So maybe I will get out and about more in February. But right now, I have not been getting out enough, and so it feels really nice. All right, Sam's call went definitely later than planned, so I went ahead and did my admin stuff. I don't know why I thought I was missing something. All that's on the list right now is a handful of Patreon things, my personal finances, my business finances, and emails, actually responding to emails. You'll see this a little bit later today, but what I try to do is every day in the afternoon, check my emails and delete things, unsubscribe, etc. But things that I actually want to sit down and respond to on my computer, I save for my admin time on Monday and Friday. This is just for personal emails, and for Plan with Laken even, there's rarely anything that is so urgent that I need to respond right that minute. If I do, I will do it during that communication time that we'll do this afternoon, but for the most part, it can usually wait till a Monday or a Friday session to respond. And then I got everything in the smoothie ready in the blender and had it sitting in the blender, and as soon as he hung up his call, I pressed go on the smoothie because I am very hungry and I'm about to get on a call for work, and I was like, I need to eat something. So I'm about to eat my smoothie. I showed this recipe as part of last week's weekly vlog that went live last Friday. If you want to hear more about what I'm putting in my smoothie, I'm still trying to figure out what works best for me in terms of smoothies for consistency and flavor. What I found is our blender here is not do as good of a job of crushing up the spinach as my mom's blender did in Chicago, and I'm really bummed. My mom's blender also is like 800 years old. Like, she has this old school glass blender that she has had for, I can't even tell you how long, and it did such a good job of blending everything and breaking up the spinach. It just did a great job. We have a Ninja blender that I got when I moved here, so it's probably 8 years old, and it's not great. So if you have any blender recommendations, like, I don't even think I need a fancy one. I just need one. I don't know why it doesn't do that great of a job of breaking up the spinach, and then I have these chunks of spinach, and that's not appetizing. All right, it is time. The freezer wasn't all the way closed for my last fill up of water. It is basically 5 o'clock, and I am pouring in my last. This is really hard to do with my left hand. Hold on. Let's switch hands. It's really meant to be poured with my right hand. I don't know if that's how they designed it or not, but once I finish this, then I will be done. And I easily will finish this, if not, and then some with dinner. All right, I'm done with work for the day, and the first thing I like to do is relocate. I will end up back at my desk this evening, but I need at least some time. Oh, hi, kitty. She was buried in the pillows. Hi, do you want to snuggle? I need time away from my desk. Like, I need to step away from my desk. So one of the things that I've been doing recently that I've absolutely been loving is a communication routine. I have a lot of comments and messages and emails and things to respond to on social media, through my patrons, all kinds of places. And I used to do them like sporadically throughout the day, in the morning, during lunch, when I would take a break, and it became a lot for me, and just, it wasn't, I felt like I was doing it to get it done rather than being as thoughtful as I could be with the responses. So what I started doing, hi Charlie, which is helping me save time, both spending on social media as well as, giving thoughtful responses to all of these places, is from 5 to 6. It's scheduled in my phone, in the routine app on my phone, as an hour. It never takes me an hour. It's rare if it does, but I have it scheduled from 5 to 6 every day. I do this communication routine, and it involves responding to Instagram comments and DMs, responding to patrons' comments, both on Facebook and texts, responding to YouTube comments, and then, like I mentioned earlier, clearing out my email inbox from things that can just be deleted or unsubscribed, and then things that actually need to be responded to stay in my inbox for a later date. So Monday is my email inbox. It's pretty good. Not much came in this afternoon. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here on this bed with my friend on my lap. Hi, sweet girl. Do you wanna say hi? This is Charlie. While I go through my communication routine. Well, the good news is it took me way less time than I thought it was going to. The bad news is I hit my social media limit while I was doing it. So that's the problem with doing it towards the end of the day, is I have limits on my social media set on my phone, and the goal for January is to not override them. So when I hit them, then I'm done for the day with social media. But I'm in the middle of my routine and I haven't responded to Instagram DMs all day. I have to overwrite it and keep going. So I don't get the check mark for that today. I've actually struggled with it a lot this month. I am gonna be honest with you. I took my average in December and I decreased it by 30 minutes to set my limit for January, and I've been struggling to hit it. I probably only hit it about half the time. Let me know down in the comments how do you struggle? Like, how do you do with social media? And if you have any tips for staying off, I would love that. I don't I guess I know what I need to do. Some of the things, like, I wonder if, so one of the things that I do is I have downtime set on my phone from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. And so all the apps, except for like the ones that I need, are grayed out, and I have to overwrite it in order to get in those. Maybe what I need to do is also do that like during the day. Like with the exception of like lunch, and yeah, maybe that's the solution. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can set downtime in the middle of the day. I'm gonna have to look into that, but that might be my solution. Sometimes, I know this is a day in the life vlog and not one of my normal weekly vlogs, but a lot of times what happens when I'm vlogging is ideas come to me, and I'm a talker. And when I talk out loud, I think of things and solutions, and it comes to me a lot. So I appreciate you being my sounding board. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean off my desk and get it set up to work on my memory keeping. So I have been using my MakseLife vertical planner as a memory keeping planner this year. That's why, I think I mentioned that earlier. Actually, that's why I went and got photos picked up. And so I need to do actually both last week's and this week's. And so I'm gonna get my desk cleaned off and actually maybe get started on that. I wasn't planning to start it until 6, but since I have to do 2 weeks, I might like pop on an episode of Friends and start on it now since it's only 5:30. And then at 6, what I'm planning to watch, I don't know why, I walked over here to like show it to you, but I'm not actually gonna show it to you until I'm done. I'll show you the finished product. So let me sit back down on the bed for a second and tell you what I'm planning to watch at 6 o'clock. So I am going to be watching the live session in Wild University with Allison Faulkner from The Allison Show. She's the best, y'all. Like if you are in a mindset funk, first off, go follow her on Instagram. And she just is the best at getting me out of minds. Like she just makes me want to dance and be happy and like love my life. She's amazing. And I have watched a class, I don't know if I can call it a class, with her in Wild University before, or the live one that she did that kicked off the entire thing. Like it was the opening, I forget what they called it, like opening ceremonies basically of Wild University. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Wild University is an online platform created by the company Wild for Planners, who puts on the Go Wild Planner Conference every year. Well, not last year, but most years, the Go Wild Planner Conference. And they created this online learning platform where they bring in content creators from all kinds of different topics, from obviously planning, but also goal setting, business, home, mental health, self-care, like all kinds of amazing content all in one place. And there's already a lot of backlogged content up there because it's been around for like 6 months. And so there's a lot of content in the library from prior months. And then each month there's also a major and a minor course where you actually have like multiple modules, and then you have live sessions with the professors to learn more about their course. So this live session tonight, she is not one of the major or minor professors. This is just a bonus session with her. I'm not sure why they decided to do this, but I'm not complaining because I'm very excited to listen to her. But if you are interested in some personal development, some additional learning, some additional content, especially from some of your favorite creators who you probably watch on YouTube or other places, have this is that the right word? They have this extra content in Wild University. Also totally not planned, but I realized that this video is going up on February 1st, which is the day that you can sign up for Wild University. They only open up for enrollment at the beginning, the first week of every month. Sometimes it closes the 7th and sometimes it closes the 10th. So I'm not 100% sure if you have until February 7th or until February 10th to sign up for this month. Now you can sign up every month. So they open up enrollment on the 1st of the month, every single month, but then you don't necessarily get the benefit of the live professors from that month. You can always go back and watch all of the other content, but in order to get the live sessions with the professors in February, like in order to experience them live, then you need to sign up in February. So I actually just interrupted my filming to call Jeanette from Wild for Planners to ask her what the major and minor courses are for February, because I actually had no idea yet. And she told me that to celebrate 6 months, because it's actually their 6-month anniversary, they actually have 2 majors in February and no minor. So the first one is a sticker making class with Amber Kemp-Gerstel from Damask Love, which y'all, I also love watching her speak and talk about anything. She makes me just so pumped about life, and I'm so excited for that. I'm not really into sticker making anymore because it's just a lot of work and ink and paper and all the things, but I'm really excited to just watch her and have more content with her. And then the second major is Whitney English, the original creator of The Day Designer, teaching her heart goals system. And I don't really know anything about that system, so I'm really excited for that one too. So I didn't mean for this to be a huge Wild You promo, but I do want to let you know that you can sign up if you are interested in joining right now. The cost is monthly. It's $22 a month if you want to pay by month. If you want to pay for a whole year in advance, you get a discount, and it's $192 for the entire year, which comes out to $16 a month if you pay for the year in advance, and you get some bonus goodies in the mail if you sign up for the entire year. So if you have any questions about Wild You, I do have a video where I did a Q&A when it first launched last summer. I will link that down below, or you can always ask me in the comments. Also, I lit another candle, and I realized I haven't been showing you my planner throughout the day. I've been meaning to show you as I've been checking things off, but I've checked all of the things off pretty much, and I've showed you most of these things. There's a couple small to-do list things that I did on my own, but this is where we're at so far. I always have a sticky note on the next day if I have any to-dos that I think of that I want to put on the next day, because I like having a fresh start to the page and not having anything written on it, but nothing has come to my mind yet, or if I need to move stuff over from today. But this is where we're at so far. All right, before I show you what I did and did not get done during those sessions, if you are signing up for Wild You, or if you're already signed up for Wild You and you have not watched the live that Allison did today, January 25th, that's the date, right? Yeah. It's saved, like in the library, they save all the lives. I mean, everything she does is magic. She reads a poem that she wrote, which was beautiful, and then she talks about how we should not be defining our worth based on a number of factors that we are all very guilty of defining our worth based on, and how to overcome that, and how to get ourselves out of the deep that we have likely touched at some point, especially over the last year. So just highly recommend. It was amazing. So here is what I got done planner wise. I did not finish both weeks. So I did finish, if I can flip back here, I did finish this week. Not my favorite week. I love the kits full boxes, but I think I said this in another video somewhere. I didn't love the other options in terms of like other stickers, and so then I ended up writing like right on the planner, which is not my favorite thing. If you used to watch my plan with me's, I just don't love writing directly on the planner. So this is how last week turned out. I also didn't do as good of a job of taking notes on my memories this week, so there really wasn't anything that exciting to add in that wasn't in the pictures. So this is how that week turned out. And then this week, all I did was put down the washi at the bottom and then cut the stickers. I didn't even sort the stickers yet. Also, I ended up switching the kit. I was gonna use the Winter is Coming kit. I decided to save that kit for this actual week because winter is actually coming this week in the form of snowstorms. So I figured I would switch those around. And then the kit that was for next week that I could have switched it out with was one that didn't have a lot of these kinds of stickers, also like box type stickers. So I would have had to go hunting for them, and I just wasn't in the mood. So I left everything out. It's kind of a disaster because I plan to come back to it when I'm done. At about the last 15 minutes of the session, I moved myself over to the kitchen to start putting dinner together. So dinner's in the oven, and it is a recipe from this amazing cookbook, Cook Once, Eat All Week, which I talked about in last week's weekly vlog, and I talked about a gazillion times before. Tonight we are making Southwestern stuffed sweet potatoes. Oh my goodness, they are so good. But what I need to do now, while like it's in the oven, it's on this first step, number 4, and then we take it out, put cheese on, and put it in for a little bit longer, I need to make some notes. So first note is prep time was way more than 12 minutes. It took me closer to 20. Second off, I had way too much inside for the actual potato skins, and I used less pork than it says. So I don't know how that happened, but I'm gonna write that down so that I know for next time. Also, I made a huge mess, but I know that my cookbooks get messy. That's how cookbooks work, right? So I just want to make some notes for myself so that I remember next time I'm making this recipe. And then after we eat it, obviously I will have some notes for myself as well. But those are the 2 that I have so far. All right, we're back in the bathroom. It's a little later than I would like it to be. Normally I try to do my evening routine. Well, I am doing it right after dinner. It's a little bit later than normal because dinner is a little bit later than normal. Normally I would have cooked earlier, but because I was watching the live, I didn't. And then we started an episode when we were sitting down to eat dinner, and then we finished the episode. We've been watching that new series on Netflix. It's called Fate. It's about like magic high schoolers, basically. It's good. It's interesting. It's super interesting. I'm all about anything magic. I love to watch shows about magic. So now I'm in here doing my evening routine a little bit later, but this is my last routine that is in my Routinary app. If you have not figured out that I am obsessed with this app, given that this is the 4th time that I'm using it today. Oh, I never said that I was done with the communication app or routine. Oops. Okay. Anyway, to the evening routine. So I try to do this as early as possible because the later it gets, closer it gets to bedtime, the more exhausted that I get. And I know that these are all important things that I need to do as a grown adult. So I put my watch on the charger. That's the first thing because I like to track my sleep. So I want to make sure that my watch is on the charger so that I can charge enough so that I can wear it to bed and it doesn't die overnight. And then either take a shower or wash my face, kind of depends on what I did during the day. Floss, I actually use a water pick. I love my water pick. And then brush my teeth, do my skincare, lay out my clothes for tomorrow. You saw at the beginning of the day, I had my workout clothes and then my normal clothes laid out. I just really like that. Fill up my water jug and put it in the fridge and then turn down the lights. So I turn all of the overhead lights off in our apartment and just have the lamps on to try and get us in that like nighttime mood. And then a 5-minute tidy. So put things away, tidy up the apartment so that it's all ready to go for tomorrow. We're supposed to get a cold front tomorrow, so the radiator is extra loud tonight. All right, I finished my evening routine and I have now about 20 minutes before I like to be in bed and I have a friend. So I'm gonna sit here and try and finish up this planner layout. All right, I didn't quite finish. I did the monthly layout, which you can't see and I can't flip to because these pictures are laid out. But what I did do was sort all the pictures and then I added in the sticky notes of the other things that I want to mark that are not on a picture. So all that's left to do now is kind of stick it down. Normally I would love to go to bed with all of this clean, but I really am hoping that I can squeeze this in before work tomorrow in that like pocket of time in the morning I talked about. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it, but this is where we're at. Check next week's weekly vlog to see what the finished product looks like. All right, it is time for me to get in bed, and so I thought I would show you the hatch routine that I have. So I have a hatch, which is this guy on my nightstand. It's my absolute favorite thing, probably one of my top 3 favorite purchases from 2020. And this is my routine. So it's already on the wind down routine, which is just like I have it on a lamp and there's no sound coming out of it. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in bed with my book and I'll trigger on read, and then it'll do a different light and some sounds for 20 minutes. And then when it's time to be done reading, the light will go to a dark, like orangey color, and it'll do a meditation, a sleep meditation. So I'll lay in bed and listen to that. And then it'll turn to these like nighttime sounds. Oops, I did not mean to start it. I was trying to show you. Well, there you go. That's what it sounds like. The nighttime sounds. Let's go back to wind down. And that's like hopefully when I will fall asleep. And then it goes to the white noise. It's actually pink noise that we use while I fall asleep. And then I have my 5:30 alarm set up for tomorrow. And then before I get in bed, I always bring my phone over here into the kitchen and plug it in. This is where my phone sleeps, not near me. Oh, and I need to grab my watch. I almost forgot. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you found this video helpful. I do weekly vlogs every single week, but I know that it is beneficial to see some more of those like in-depth, specific day in the life routine type aspects. Let me know down in the comments if you like these day in the life videos, if you would like to see them more regularly. If you liked this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up before you head out. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, focusing on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning. So she is brought. Why? I just can't. Just keep messing this part up. Oh, that's a cute puppy. Oh, distracted by the cute puppy. I could pop on an episode of Netflix. Really, Laken? Excuse me. Charlie has a different idea.